Hello, this is the Midday News. Thanks for joining us. Papua New Guinea's first ever Teacher Expo held this week at Sir John Guy Stadium marked the launch of the Diploma in Teaching Primary Program. Supported by the Australian government, the initiative aims to address the shortage of qualified teachers across the country. Australian Minister Pat Conroy announced funding for the first 400 teachers to undertake the course, while PNG officials urged collaboration to ensure its success. The expo also promoted teaching careers and featured booths like Book Belong Pikinini, which showcased digital learning tools and hosted activities for children. Timely food rations for the Loki Psychiatric Hospital couldn't have come at a better time than on the country's 49th independence celebrations. The staff and management were delighted that Best Gear Trading delivered stacks of groceries for the inpatients recently at the hospital.
The Loki Psychiatric Hospital was fortunate in receiving food ration during the long independence weekend. Donor Best Gear stated it's now accustomed to gift charity agencies with food during festivities. The food worth 17,700 kina was delivered to the hospital and two other charity organizations, Cheshire Special Services and Life PNG Care. Chief Executive Officer of Loki Psychiatric Hospital, Losabatu Dagunu, said since 2022, Best Gear has donated food items to cater for its inpatients. She said they have been consistent with their donation.
I don't know how I can express it. This is alarmingly big donation that you have brought to us. Since 2022, when you started, and continuously every year you've been donating selflessly with the charity types of donations to people who are suffering from disabilities.
She added that the hospital board directors and management considered changing their food supplier to Best Gear because of the continuous generosity. However, Best Gear's managing director, Thomas Yan, refused this proposal, saying they donate to the hospital on their own accord to help those who need it most, especially those with special needs. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Bulolo will host its first ever Kwasang Cultural Festival from September 27 through 28, 2024 at Bapa Village, Buang LLG. The event, supported by the National Cultural Commission, aims to preserve and promote local cultures. Cultural groups from surrounding areas will showcase traditional performances, including sing-sing, yam displays, and a marathon. Organizing Committee Chairman Russell Yakam expressed excitement for the inaugural festival, while NCC pledged 10,000 kina towards its success. Sponsors such as Geneg, Nestle PNG, and Lay Biscuits Company are backing the event. In recognition of the role the primary health worker plays, a new federally funded pilot program is launching in the ACT to support GPs on the front line to recognize and respond to domestic and sexual violence. It's hoped the program will mean safe avenues for support for survivors.
Hutchison seeking help to escape a violent relationship was hard.
Can't you just forgive him? Can't you just get over it? It really does leave an impression that you're not worthy, that your problem isn't big enough to tackle.
A decade on, the impact of those words still lingers.
Second guess, delay things, not do things, really put it to the back of my mind because it's too hard to deal with.
Now a GP, Dr. Hutchison is part of a 2-year pilot program intended to teach doctors to recognise and respond to domestic, family and sexual violence, and then refer their patient to a support service.
We know that for many victim survivors, often the first person they may speak to about the violence that occurring is their GP or an allied health worker.
It's estimated a GP sees at least 5 women a week who have been victims of intimate partner violence in the past 12 months. The federal government is putting $4.3 million into the ACT program, out of a total of $45 million that's funding others like it around the country. The pilot will be run by the Domestic Violence Crisis Service and the Canberra Rape Crisis Centre.
For many people, a GP is a constant source of connection and is a legitimate source of connection, particularly those who may be experiencing significant amounts of coercive control or technology stalking and the like.
Both doctors and the support services warn this program could add extra pressure on already strained services.
It's not actually helping to buffer the backflow into the service sector.
But all agree new approaches need to be tried.
It's been a cold but dry start to spring for much of southeastern Australia, with the unusual weather having a devastating impact on many farmers. A multi-day frost even this week has damaged grain, fruit and legume crops, and a series of sub-zero evening temperatures has many farmers worried.
But the lentil and grain grower has never seen conditions this bad.
It's the perfect storm and it's something that we'll just have to grit our teeth and get through, so we'll probably chuck the bank card in the drawer and not spend too much money for a while.
At least half of his lentil crop in Malala, north of Adelaide, has been destroyed by frost in recent days. It's all been made worse by a dry winter, and more frost could still be on the way.
We had minus 3.1 for a quarter of an hour and that was enough to do the damage. And so we've got what we've got and we'll just have to harvest whatever's there and hope that it covers the cost of growing a crop.
For fifth-generation Barossa grape grower Adrian Hoffman, his week has gone from bad to worse.
Where I was a little bit hopeful that we're only sort of 50% hit on Monday, it looks like 100% of our vineyard has been affected in some way.
He predicts between 60 to 70% of his grapes will be binned, and the full extent of the damage won't be revealed until harvest.
Here in the Barossa Valley, grape growers are counting the economic and emotional cost of the unseasonable frost. But this isn't the only region impacted, with the damage extending across South Australia, Victoria and parts of New South Wales.
A crop assessor monitoring the frost says the damage extends from Kangaroo Island to the SA border, through the Mallee and into the central west of New South Wales.
Farmers will be looking down the barrel of having quite a serious cut to their income. And I don't mean like not making as much money, I'm talking about losing money, going into the red.
The crop damage has a financial toll, but farmers are also warning there's a mental toll.
Get down to your local club, get down to your local and catch up with people and make sure that they're doing okay, and if they're not there, why aren't they there?
A message to check in with neighbours who might be doing it tough.
In sports, inaugural Wow Warrior Kange Force Rugby League competition, competing for the Kumul Space Cup, recently concluded successfully with the finals on Independence Day, September 16th, 2024, at the Wow Township Rugby Field, Carmen. Kange Force Rugby League Coordinator and Vice President Pius Otto said, following the successful staging of the quarterfinals and semi-finals, leading to the grand final at the Wow Warrior Township, Otto said this season will not have been successful without the backing of local member Mas Narawek and incorporation of the league under the Kumul Space Sports concept of the district. Otto said the concept has been the driving force behind the revival of rugby league in Wow Warrior district of Morobe province. Meantime, Otto confirmed the league's select side has been hard at training for the upcoming annual off-season CPIC 9s competition. And that ends our midday news today. Join us at 6 for more news and sports. Bye now.